Well, I appreciate you checking out our channel here. This is just going to be, I've already been through this unit once. I was waiting on a part to show up, and the part finally got here, so now I can proceed on fixing this unit. This is an old PEL power fencer, I call it. It's a PE85. They made a bunch of variations of this style PEL unit. They made a red one, made big one, small one. This is a pretty okay size one. This isn't the biggest that they were putting out, but it's pretty good size. What it does, it comes on, pulses and flashes, but there's no output at the terminals. When I went into the unit and started digging around a little bit, there's an output board that does all the dividing for full power, half power, earth monitor, all this stuff. So I pulled that board out because I wouldn't get any power, only voltage reading here at all, maybe like 0.5 or, very, very, very little kV reading here. So I pulled it apart and pulled all the top half of the unit off of the thing and pulled that board out of there. I was like, well, let me just go, once I found out that board was removable, I pulled that board out and went straight to the hot and ground of the actual transformer. I got like 4 or 5 wires coming out of it. So I went to the fence and ground side, and I was getting like 8,000 volts, something like that there. So, okay, well, the transformer's good. So I was like, well, it must be an output board problem. Well, the output board I had, it was old. It had a lot of things bad on it, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do with this board, because some of the parts on it, I didn't know what exactly size they were, because there was really no, I knew what they were, but I didn't know what size they were. That's the only thing, because you can't just put the whatever size part you want in there. You got to get the, relatively the right one and close to it. So, well, we're going to get in this thing and, take a look at it inside. I'll show you a little bit of it, and I'm going to put it, fix it. Hopefully this is whatever I was doing beforehand. Hopefully this is what it needs, and gets it going again. But okay, well, I think I've got all the screws out of it. Nope, screws are back in it. But as we're going through this, if you wouldn't mind, if you just want to subscribe to the channel for us, I mean, we appreciate it. We don't have we've been doing the YouTube stuff for about 4 years, but we don't have a whole lot of subscribers. We got like 500 or so of people that subscribe to our channel. I mean, there's some videos that have thousands and thousands and thousands of views. Some videos, a lot of them only have like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 views, something like that. But not a whole lot of subscribers. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, will you? And hit that thumbs up button if you wouldn't mind too, as well. All right. Because we don't make a dime from YouTube, because you have to have a certain amount of views and a certain amount of subscribers, and we don't have enough of either. So we don't make anything off of YouTube besides people finding us for possible repair and maybe want to buy a part from us from time to time. That's about the only time we ever make a dime off of anything, I guess, from YouTube, is if they find us and actually ship us a unit for repair, and we'll make a little money on the repair side of things. But I'll take the top cover off. Now this is what the inside looks like. That's the circuit board. That's old school circuit board. And then it's like it's built in layers. You got this bottom half here, which is where your transformer is. Transformer is built into this base and full epoxy. So if the transformer ever goes bad, you'll probably be SOL, because I've been looking around, talked to a few other places that used to sell these things, and the transformers no longer made for this. So, but luckily the transformer is pretty heavy duty, and hopefully it's going to last a long time, longer than what it already has. And then you got a couple of inside this one. There's at least 2 capacitors inside here, and then over here is where your power comes in at, over here. This is a 110, 120 volt AC model. But let's we got to get this chunk off here. Tighten down. That screw's a little loose. Actually, it's stripped, so that's why it won't stay in. That's why it's a little loose. Well, you got 4 screws in the corner. I'm going to use the drill. It's going to go faster. top just kind of pulls off and kind of get it out of the way. Roll it to the sides and watch, make sure the screws don't fall out. And there's where the old board used to slip right inside there. And this is what the new board looks like, which is not very new, but it is new enough. But I believe it goes like this. Nope, must go like this. Okay, so the board goes in upside down. See these little contacts here, they line up on all these little metal tracking spots here, and all these wires that tie in all this stuff. This has all the dividing system for all your fence, your ground, your full power, your half power, your ground reference, for if you want to keep track of your ground voltage. So unfortunately I couldn't fix the old board, so we had to just install, and hopefully we were able to find a new board. This is a little snug of a fit, so I'm going to try to widen these up just a little bit so I can get this board in here. This board might be a little thicker than the original. Well, let's see. It doesn't really want to slide. I'm just going to get a little love tap here and persuade. Okay, there it goes. Alright. So now the board's in there. It's making good metal contact. Nice tight fit right there. So now I'm going to temporarily lay this back down right here. I'm not going to fasten it together, but I am going to take my knobs. Okay, they're loosened up enough. I'm going to hook up my tester here. I hope this solves the problem, because the transformer was working just fine, just wasn't getting the output, but all the resistors and the diodes and the overvoltage protection pieces were all bad on it. So we're going to hook up the fence and ground. Actually, they've got the yellow and the green the wrong spot. Yellow is your low power side for your fence if you wanted to run a fence, or just a or if you wanted just less power on your fence, then you could use that half power side. A lot of brands had something like that. Alright, now we're going to hook up the tester to the ground side. So now I'm going to plug it in and hope like heck that's all that we were needing to do to this thing. So I'm going to plug it in. There we go. So it shows a little over 5,000 volts. Don't know what this is supposed to have coming out of it. Let's see. This is 5.9. We're probably. Let me see if I have another tester. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna find another tester. Alright, because this little tester is pretty cool. I like it. It does a good job, but it is mechanical inside, so it does have some resistance to it. So it always, most brands that will read a little lower than what the factory stuff says on most things, just because it has a little bit of a load to it, and so it'll drag the unit down just a little bit. But what we'll do, I got this little cheap tester by Parmac. This usually reads things a lot higher than what they actually are. But we'll see what it reads just for the heck of it. And I've got another tester sitting here. We'll try that one too, just to see. Alright, let's get your hot side right here and the ground probe right here. So we're going to put hot to hot, ground to ground. If I could. 7.1. So that's a lot better reading than what that mechanical one was getting. Let's try the Zariba tester. See what it gives. 5.3. Okay, so see how much variance you get between things. Now the only thing I want to do, just for the heck of it, I want to do a spark jump on it just to see what kind of spark we get out of the thing. You won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. You know, the ground side, hot side. Okay, nice little pop to it. So I will call this one good. I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to fasten it all back together. Turn down my clutch on my drill so I don't break any plastic. And a screw inside this, sitting in here. I don't know where the heck it came from, but it's I know where it came from now, looking at it. Come on, get out of there. It probably goes right there. Yep. I'm going to put a little goop on it because the plastic where it came from is stripped. That's probably why it came loose. So I want to put a little goop on there so it holds the screw in place. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put a little bead of it, this stuff right here and right over here. And at by the time it gets to the customer, that goopy stuff will be dry, and the you don't have to worry about it coming apart and all that fun stuff. So now I'll put the cover back on. Flip this unit over. Something fell again. There's something loose inside this case somewhere, I think. Or maybe it's just the washers on the bottom. I'm going to tighten all these knobs up here real quick. I think what I'm hearing, I thought something fell inside the case, but I think what I'm hearing, these bolts for your terminals on the outside have washers on them. I think the washers, since the knobs weren't tightened all the way up, I think the washers were sliding up and down as I tilted it over and stuff like that, because now there's nothing loose moving around. Alright, put this cover back on here. Yep, see, the sound went away. Alright, put the screws that fell up back in. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly how old this unit is, but I would imagine it's from the 90s. Maybe the 80s, but I'd say probably the 90s. A lot of people like these old units, and they are pretty good. This has got a crack right here, so I'm going to put a little goop right there, and then I'll spread it out with a screwdriver to push it into those crevices, into that crack there. Okay, I want to turn it like this so you can see the front, see the lights flashing and such. So there it flashes. The only other light that will flash will be this one. It says a fence fault, which means if you get below a certain amount of voltage, probably less than 3, this light will probably come on. It says earth fault because the ground, it has the ground knob, or ground reference knob on the side here. It's looking for ground, basically. What we can try to do, I'm going to take this jumper wire, I'm going to touch the green knob, which is my ground, my black knob, which is my earth monitor. You're going to see if that red light right here goes out. See? It goes out. Because now I was like, oh, now I see the ground. So pretty much what it does, it keeps tabs on your ground voltage. So if for some reason your ground voltage is too high, and that means your ground is not quite adequate enough for the size charger, the only way to get that ground voltage down, there's Band-Aid way, and then there's a more permanent way. Band-Aid way is just to pour water on it, all of your ground rods and all that fun stuff. And then that usually solves the problem, hopefully. But what usually happens is, as the ground dries back out again, it goes back to flashing this light again. The only permanent way is to add more ground rods to your system till this light goes out. And as you add more ground rods, it splits that voltage across more rods on the ground side. And say you're reading 0.6 or 0.5 on your ground system, and then you add another ground rod or two, and it goes from 0.5 down to 0.3, then down to 0.1 or whatever, and then then this light should go out. But perfect voltage underground 0, but depending on the size of the unit, I think you could tolerate 0.5, but if it's an average size unit, you probably want about 0.2 or 3 max. But anyways, this was just a quick little sort of repair, sort of test video. Wasn't the full test because I didn't record that part of it. But if you've got a fence charger that needs looked at, we would be happy to work on it for you. Like to say, this one's probably 25-30 years old, and we got it going again. So there was a bit of testing involved to get it figured out, but luckily we were able to do it. But our website is fencerfixer.com. That's Fencer and Fixer, spelled with an F as in Frank, like that, Fencer, and then Fixer, F-I-X-E-R. And we work on everything, really, electric fence, all brands, all ages, no matter how old it is, don't throw it away yet. Send it off to us. Let us take a chance on it, see what we can do to get you going if we can. And we give 1.5 year warranties on all the repairs that we do. So this board and everything has a 1.5 year warranty on the repair, and lightning damage part of that warranty. But like I said, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, ask us questions. Go to our website. You can call us based on the phone number there. You can text us, email us, ask questions down in the comments area, whatever you prefer. And check out some of our other videos. We got quite a few videos out there of how to fix some of them are how to fix things, and then just ones that we worked on, or one maybe you've got a unit just like the one that's in another video that's like, well, how did you fix that? Or maybe I can fix it, and you can call us when you try to troubleshoot. Or if it's just beyond what you want to do, then you're just going to have to send it off to us. Let us do it for you. But anyways, until we do another video, one that we worked on, we will see you later.